the cases I tend to see fall within general categories or archetypes. So one of the most common cases I get are pediatric emergency room cases slash pediatric infection cases. So these are cases where typically children brought to the ER, they were first evaluated, they were diagnosed probably with some viral illness because that's the most common type of infection that occurs in children. They were then sent home, and then 24, 48, 72 hours later, something bad happens. And the question is whether or not somebody missed it. So that's probably one of the more common types. The other two that I get fairly often are birth injury cases. And this I do in conjunction with our OB-GYN physician, Dr. Jonathan Kubik, where this is a case where pregnant mothers are presenting to the hospital for labor and delivery, and for whatever reason the labor and delivery process didn't really go as well as planned. Now, our OB-GYN, Dr. Kubik, will review the labor management, but where I come in a lot is the baby is then presented, resuscitated, and then subsequently usually brought off to the neonatal ICU for ongoing management. Does the baby's course play out within what we expect for a perinatal birth injury? And so that's oftentimes where I get consulted as well. We've been doing this for close to 4 years now, I believe. We've done hundreds of these cases together, and where our joint case clinics kind of sell themselves apart is that Dr. Kubik and I are regularly in communication with each other throughout the analysis process. And so we do find that this close collaboration throughout the entire process allows for a much better insight, rather than if an attorney was going to get an OB and then a neonatologist to review separately. So that's the second type. And the last type that I'm getting a lot these days, due to recent events, are formula cases, baby formula cases. So there's two that are out there. There's the baby formula cases that with respect to neck, and then more recently there are the baby formula cases with respect to the bacterial contamination out of Abbott in Sturgis, Michigan. So these are pretty much the most common cases I get these days. If you ever want to speak and bring me in on a consultation, I'd be more than happy to work with you guys. At the end of the day, my only goal is to make sure that we get these cases reviewed accurately and correctly, and to make things right whenever we can. My email address is my first name, James, @expertinstitute.com. And, feel free to reach out if you guys have any pediatric cases or any pediatric questions.